Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend with friends, family, people you love, people that are close to you. So, hey, listen, as of 2021, July 4th, I guess according to Congresswoman Cori Bush, the woke supremacist herself, black people are still slaves. I guess that's new. I didn't know that. I didn't know that black people are still enslaved in this country. They're still not free. According to her and her woke tweet, black people are still not free, or they aren't free as of right now in 2021. I mean, I don't understand how you could be a black person in this country and watch this stuff and give it a pass, agree with it, or allow this to represent who you are as an American in this country. I'm going to explain why as we move forward, but tonight we're going to talk about woke supremacist Cori Bush and her stupid tweet that she put out on the 4th of July. Obviously, it's gaslighting, but the issue is that a lot of people, especially black people, believe this garbage, and I think it's a disgrace, and I think it's sad, and I think it keeps black people in this mental, psychological plantation where they actually believe that they're not free. It's absurd. Yes, people are saying this in the United States of America in 2021. Well, welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. My name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you can do me a huge favor and share this video far and wide and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and toggle on the all selection and smash that like button. Please share this video far and wide wherever you can. And we're extremely shadow banned, deboosted on this channel, over 55K. And obviously we have barely, 80 viewers in the chat right now? Not even that, 56. Would you look at that? So listen, YouTube is continuing to destroy us. So if you would like to support us, obviously it's really hard to monetize on YouTube. And even if I go and join Rumble, people are like, join Rumble, you could live stream. I think it's something like $100 a month. So if you'd like to support me, drop a super chat below, or you could support me monthly on the membership section of this channel, or go to the Patreon. You could put in your own amount that you'd like to support me monthly on this channel, or you can give a one-time donation at the website in the link below. Like I said, we do super chats at the end of every single show. So if you'd like to support me, drop a super chat now, in the middle of the show, or at the end of the show. So thank you guys for the support. Shout out to the DH Alliance. We will continue to stay on YouTube as long as we possibly can. But yeah, Rumble is a little bit pricey if you want to do some live streaming. You got to pay for data. You got to pay for all that stuff. So if you guys would like to transfer, I mean, at this point, 55K on YouTube means absolutely nothing. The show doesn't even go out to the viewers. They don't even put out the notifications. They've killed us on YouTube. So if you guys would like to support me and maybe we could live stream on Rumble or something, it's a pretty high monthly price. So if you guys would like to support Drew Hernandez, you can do that. The links are in the description below. So thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. So let's talk about woke-tard Cori Bush tonight. I find this pretty absurd, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't understand how black people, number one, can sit back and just accept this and just say nothing. Okay? Like, black people need to seriously start speaking up. And I'm talking to people on the left too, man. I'll explain to you why I think this is a disgrace to black people, but to black people where, regardless of your politics, if you're on the left or if you're on the right, it doesn't matter. Comments like this, these are people that have massive followings on Twitter. These are people that hundreds of thousands of black people are listening to, are influencing on a daily basis. And I'm going to explain to you why I believe it's a disgrace. But for those of you that did not see this, because I'm pretty sure you were enjoying your 4th of July weekend, this weekend on Sunday, this is what Cori Bush had to say on Twitter. So there's no video, but it was some Twitter action. Now let's get this up. And this is the tweet she put out that obviously went viral for obvious reasons. But Cori Bush said, when they say that the 4th of July, notice how this immediately attacks white people because the critical race theorist racists have to. When they say that the 4th of July is about American freedom, remember this. The freedom they're referring to is for white people. Yeah. This land is stolen land, and black people still aren't free. Let's go over every single one of these tweets because she had a couple more tweets that went after this, but first I want to attack this one. So, when they say that the 4th of July is about American freedom, remember this. The freedom they're referring to is for white people. Take this down. The freedom they're referring to is white people. Well, if you remember American history, it wasn't black people that died for the liberation of black people and slaves. This is kind of why we had a civil war. People were killing each other because they wanted to keep their true systemic racism and their racist economy by having human slavery and forced human labor, which was obviously black people. So we had a civil war over stuff like this, and Americans bled and died and gave their lives for this. And you want to know who some of those Americans were? They were white people. White people bled and died and gave their lives for black people to be liberated and freed in this country. That is an American historical fact. That is a fact. That you cannot argue with that. You cannot debunk that. White people bled and died for black people to be free in the United States of America. Let me say that again. White people bled and died for black people to be free in the United States of America. That is a fact, but this is why the CRT woketards will not say that, because it's not about truth, and it's not about facts, and it's not about getting history correct or right or accurate. It's actually about erasing it and rewriting it so they can breed an entire new generation of racists, because what do they want and what do they want now? Do they want equality? Do they want inclusivity? What do they want? They want supremacy. That's what they want. They want to dominate whites, and they want to dominate Latinos as well. They want to dominate everybody. This isn't about equality. This is about supremacy. They are black supremacists. Because you might ask yourself, well, how the hell can someone like Cori Bush, okay, come out and say that freedom, American freedom, is for white people? Makes no sense, right? It makes sense if you understand that these people want supremacy. That's what they want. They're going to come out and make statements like this because it slanders white people. It lies about white people. It demonizes white people. It's not accurate and it's not true. How come you'll never hear Black Lives Matter say anything good about white people unless they're bowing down at their feet and they're admitting that their white guilt and their sins of racism are real, even if they're not even racists? That's the only admission. That's the only plus that white people will get right now in 2021 from the critical race theorists and the racists and the cultural Marxists in Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the left, the list goes on. And even that's not enough. Even that is not enough, because listen, when you come out, I explained this on a couple podcasts before. CRT starts with the assumption that the hegemony, the dominant culture, they dominate. Whoever's the dominant culture in society, they dominate traditions, they dominate holidays, they dominate psychological thought, they dominate everything, our way of life, everything. That's what they believe. And right now they say the hegemony is the white people, all of our traditions, the way we think, all of our holidays, everything about our culture is whitewashed. That's what they believe. So when they start with that assumption, it's racist within itself because it's not factual. It's simply not factual. And they tie the two together and call it racist, and they call it white supremacist. So that's why when they come out, they blame everything on white people, because white people are the majority in this country. But they act like white people have never done anything good in life. This is where you run into problems, because they demonize a race of people without even explaining who these people really are. Is the majority of the white community in the United States of America sincerely racist, white supremacist, and ethno-white nationalist? I would probably say no. But listen, here's where they connect the two. Because white people are the majority, by default to the critical race theorist, that is white supremacy. They are the supremacists in the country. They can't separate the dominant population from actual supremacy in a country. And the white supremacists and the woketards will say, Drew, my goodness, what do you mean you can't separate the dominant population from actual supremacy in the country? Because there are white people, the majority of them in this country are not racists. They don't want supremacy. They don't want dominance in this country. That's not what they want. But just because they find themselves being the majority in this country, by default, they're white supremacists. White people, this is why it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if you're not a racist. It doesn't matter. You could have You could be working for a black guy. You could be married to a black woman. You could hire your entire staff at your business, all black people, all Hispanics and browns. It doesn't matter. Because you are the majority. You are the supremacist because of your existence. Do you see how evil this really is? Imagine telling a little kid this. And by the way, I think blacks need to wake the hell up. Maybe the reason why you're the minority is because you're slaughtering your own people in the womb. You're slaughtering babies on a daily basis, and you actually praise and celebrate the abortion and the slaughter of your children on a daily basis. Maybe that's why your numbers are kind of decreasing, and it's actually a form of population control that the racist Democrats instituted through eugenics and Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood decades ago. I don't know. Maybe that's a thought. Maybe the reason why they're minorities is because they're slaughtering themselves and committing their own genocide. But then again, the woke-tards do not think. And they will not think. Because they cannot think. Because they allow the mainstream media to think on their behalf, and they allow people to install these narratives inside of their minds, like Brian Stelter, Don Lemon, all the woke-tards, Andrew Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, all the CNN elites, Rachel Maddow, all these people think for you. People like Cori Bush. People actually believe this garbage. Let's continue with this statement. Let's get this up. So she goes on to say, when they say that the 4th of July is about American freedom, remember this. The freedom they're referring to is for white people. This land is stolen land, and black people still aren't free. I'm not going to comment on the stolen land thing because I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this argument God knows how many times. I'm not going to repeat this over and over and over again, but I will comment on this. This comment right here is absolutely absurd. I cannot. Listen, this land is stolen land and black people still aren't free. Let's take this down. This land is stolen land and black people still aren't free. Let's take this down. How can anyone that has studied history, number one, she's a black elected official in the United States of America. She's a black elected official. She's in Congress, my guy. I guarantee you other black people voted for her to be in Congress. She was duly elected, and now she's in Congress. And she's got quite the salary, by the way. Ain't living in poverty. Still ain't doing nothing for her own people that she supposedly represents. How the hell does an American politician who's been elected probably by a lot of black people in her own districts come out and say, I am not free? How is an American politician who is black that is in Congress coming out in 2021 saying that black people still aren't free? I'm talking to black people right now, especially for all y'all on the left. How the hell does this represent you? This is a slap in the face to Martin Luther King. This is a slap in the face to Rosa Parks. This is a slap in the face to the civil rights movement, a slap in the face to the Civil War, and to the men and women that bled and died to liberate black slaves in this country. To make such a statement like that black people are not yet free in this country, is absolutely absurd and should be an offense to black people, because the progress that has been made for black civil rights gets pissed on by people like Cori Bush claiming that y'all ain't free. Who believes this? Are y'all free? Seriously, be honest with yourselves. Are you free? And I'm talking to black people right now. You cannot sit here and tell me that is a disgrace to what your ancestors have done, that have bled and died and sacrificed everything for you to be free. That is a slap in the face to your black ancestors that have given everything to achieve liberty and freedom. Cori Bush is slapping your black ancestors in the face and everything that they've ever done for you to have freedom and for you to have opportunity and for you to have some kind of free lane and journey the American dream. The statements of Cori Bush piss on the grave of Martin Luther King. The statements of Cori Bush piss on the grave of Rosa Parks. The statements of Cori Bush piss all over the civil rights movement. The statements of Cori Bush saying that black people still aren't free piss all over your black ancestors that have given everything for you, the future, to have freedom. Not only in this country, but in this world. And listen, this is why I just do not understand how black people give this a pass. I just do not understand. I do not understand how black people just continue to give this stuff a pass. These people piss all over your ancestors. They piss all over it. All over the progress you guys have ever made. They just piss all over it by coming out and making statements like this. And it's a disgrace. It's truly a disgrace. Well, it doesn't stop there. Let's get this up. She continued to try and backtrack, and she said this: we know what our freedom looks like. I guess, your ancestors that have given everything, sacrificed everything. People have been enslaved. They've lost their lives. They've been thrown in prison. They challenged an actual racist system and were imprisoned for it. MLK lost his life for this stuff. For you, Cori Bush, to be a United States Congresswoman as a person of color. I guess that doesn't mean anything. Black people still ain't free. We know what our freedom looks like. End the slavery permitted under the 13th Amendment. End the war on drugs, end police violence, end healthcare, housing, and education. We are the experts on our own liberation. Oh, really? How's that going for the black community? And we won't stop until it's won. Let's take this down. She says, we know what our own freedom looks like. This woman, Cori Bush, literally is a disgrace to all black civil rights leaders that have gone down before every single one of us in this country. You want to know why? Because these people have bled, some have died, some have sacrificed everything. They actually challenged a racist system, costing them their lives. MLK himself lost his life because he challenged an actual racist system. Cori Bush is a disgrace to all of these sacrifices that black people have made for her to be a person of color in Congress. And yet she still comes out and says that black people still aren't free. We know what our freedom looks like. End police violence. We're our own experts on our liberation. Oh, really? Are you? How's Chicago going for black people right now, huh? How's that black on black genocide going for black people right now in Chicago? Yeah, the own experts on your liberation? Y'all killing each other on a daily basis, and Hispanics are right behind them. Listen, I'll believe Black Lives Matter to black people when black people start showing it towards themselves. I'll believe Black Lives Matter to black people when black people start showing that Black Lives Matter to them towards one another. Anybody agree with that? Drop a 1 in the comment section below, because when I look at Chicago, when I look at the homicide rate, it is skyrocketing. Black on black crime has not gotten any better. Oh, you guys have a black mayor? Mayor Lori Lightfoot? Recently, she blamed the spikes in homicide on Trump. And she says the reason why she's criticized for her horrible performance is because she's black. Takes zero responsibility. And that is not representing the black community. If Lori Lightfoot really cared about black people, she would address the slaughter that is taking place against blacks in their own communities. Don't tell me, Cori Bush, that y'all the experts in your own liberation when y'all slaughtering each other in big blue American cities in this country still in 2021. And you're going to lecture me? You're going to lecture me about you being the expert? You're going to lecture us that black people have it all together? The numbers don't lie. Look at the homicide rates. The black on black crime is through the freaking roof in this country. Take a look for yourself. Even under the first black president of the United States of America, Barack Obama himself, the black on black crime was through the roof. Through the roof. Hispanics were right behind them. Not white on black crime. Nope. Black on black crime. That's a fact. And I'm supposed to believe Cori Bush when she says that black people are their own experts of their liberation? Yeah, no thank you. And we wonder why we're so shadow banned on this channel. I mean, I'm saying some things that, the left hears me and like, you're just a racist. I'm a racist? Why am I a racist? Because I'm coming out and I'm speaking out against things that need to be spoken out against? The glorification of the killing of black people against other black people through hip hop, through movies, and Hispanics are right behind them? The culture glorifies the black on black murder and brown on brown murder like it's something amazing. You all know this. They celebrate it. Take a journey down all the SoundCloud rappers from Atlanta, from Chicago, you name it. Even the old school rappers, NWA, G-Unit, The Game. What do they all do? Making millions of dollars selling and glorifying gun violence of black on black crime. Don't talk to me about black people not being respected in this country when y'all ain't respecting yourselves in your own community first. And that's the truth. When you show us that y'all love each other and stop killing each other out there, then maybe this country will start listening to you. But number one, they're not going to listen to you because you're nothing but lies. We all know that the problem is not white supremacy in this country. That's just the excuse and the scapegoat. Why don't we address the real issues in this country? Black people killing each other at shocking rates. Shocking rates. And BLM stays silent. Why? They'll tell you, our movement is not about black people killing each other, when it's actually the numbers of black on black crime are astronomically worse than police officers shooting black people in this country. So I think that movement needs more attention, but they won't do it. You want to know why? Because that doesn't draw in millions of dollars. Makes no profit. If you don't care, then what makes you think the rest of the country is going to care? If you don't show that your behavior is actually lining up with what your message is, that Black Lives Matter, nobody's going to listen to you. But we all know these people don't actually care about blacks. They're just grifters. It's a cash grab. It's a cash cow. They're actually neo-communists, Marxists. They want to destabilize the family, the United States of America. This is an organization that has hijacked black people. That's what it is. And we all know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody. People are just too afraid to say it because they're afraid of being shadow banned. They're too afraid to speak the truth because they know that they're going to be destroyed on these platforms. When are we going to start addressing the real issues in this country? Black people are literally initiating and they're facilitating their own genocide. They're slaughtering black babies in the womb and celebrating it like it's a good thing and wondering why the hell they're minorities. And they're also killing each other with black on black violence and crime and homicide across the United States. That's a fact. And I'm the racist because I'm pointing it out and asking, hey, maybe should we do something about this? Can we do something about this? No, shut up, Drew. You're just a white supremacist collaborator. Cori Bush is a disgrace. Cori Bush pisses on the grave of Martin Luther King. Pisses all over it. With a fist bump up and a smile on her face. That's what black people should be denouncing this, dude. Because this is just a disgrace. A total disgrace to the black community. Now, here's another one. Let's get this up. So today, because of the backlash, she decided to tweet this as well. And Cori Bush said, "It's not a coincidence." Listen to the woke. Ooh, such deep intellectual thought on Twitter. Good job, Cori Bush. It's not a coincidence that the people who are saying black people have full freedom in our country are the same ones trying to prevent teaching the truth about white supremacy in our classrooms. It's another shot at whites. That's another tweet to white people that are trying to hide white supremacy. That's what she's saying in her tweet. That's why she uses the word, it's not a coincidence. She's not talking about minorities, even though there are minorities. There's people like myself. There's all kinds of minorities, black people in this country, brown people in this country that do not want critical race theory garbage taught in our schools. That proves to you that this is a clear attack on whites. She's not talking about minorities here. She's talking about white people. Because the past 3 tweets this weekend were directed at who? White people. Critical race theory takes aim at minorities? Blacks? Browns? Who? White people. These people are racists. Let's take this down. And it's interesting because, listen, these people act like people like me don't exist. This is why we get shadow banned. This is why we get destroyed. Because the voices with the biggest megaphone are coming out and saying, isn't it a coincidence that the people that say that black people have full freedom are the same people trying to stop the teachings of white supremacy in our schools? Alluding to whites? Does it make sense? Does it make sense why minorities are silenced? Does it make sense why we get shadow banned? Does it make sense why they don't want us speaking? Because when we all come out, when all the blacks come out and all the browns come out and say, we don't want critical race theory. We don't want our children to be taught with racist ideologies that white people are out there to get them. You're going to create more racists and you're going to create more oppressive mindsets in our little kids. That there's some kind of shadow entity out there that's out to get them. But I'm not allowed to talk. And I'm the and I'm the racist. And I'm the oppressor. I guarantee you, every single one of you out there, black people, brown people, you go out there and you start trying to make your voice known and speaking out against this stuff, you will end up just like me. Deboosted, shadow banned, silenced. While Cori Bush is out there pissing all over the grave of MLK, Rosa Parks, and every single righteous civil rights activist that fought against real racism, which I commend. People like Cori Bush are grifters and they're a disgrace to the black community because they just piss all over everything that has ever achieved progress in this country for minorities. And we get silenced, we get deboosted, our voice gets muzzled while she is controlled narrative. Who are the real racists, man? Why doesn't Cori Bush get censored for saying things like this? Why doesn't Cori Bush get censored for pissing all over the civil rights movement by saying that blacks aren't free? Why doesn't Cori Bush get censored for pissing all over, the victories of the Civil War, the liberation of black slaves? I'm not calling for a censorship. I'm trying to get you to think. That's actually pissing all over black people's history. And she's allowed to. Who are the real racists? Who are the real oppressors? Who are the real brainwashed? It's not us. It's people like Cori Bush and anyone that believes her garbage. It's interesting, isn't it? How someone could be so high and lofty. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. For black people out there, people on the left, I just want, do you think that is actually paying respect to people like MLK, Rosa Parks, men and women of color that have sacrificed everything for black civil rights, resisting racism, opposing racism? Do you think people like Cori Bush, like those statements actually pay homage to your black history? I just don't understand how people could sit here and think that that's okay. As if it never happened. As if it means nothing. As if the progress that's been made is somehow not even something to celebrate. Don't you think on the 4th of July, celebrating freedom, celebrating people like MLK, celebrating the civil rights movement, celebrating people like Rosa Parks, celebrating people that defied real racism, why would we not celebrate that kind of freedom on something like the 4th of July? Yes, we celebrate 1776, America's Independence Day, but we celebrate everything that's free about this country, including black people. But this congresswoman just turns around on the 4th of July and doesn't point to anything like that. Instead, she pisses all over it. To me, that's a disrespect to the black community. And all of your ancestors and anyone that has gone down in history that has actually fought against some serious, real racism in this country. To me, to say that black people aren't free is just a total disgrace. And it's sad. And you know, I wish more black people would speak up, especially on the left. I just don't understand why you guys let this continue. Why? How does this represent you? Listen, the establishment left is so powerful. Just for 1 second, for all you CRT woketards out there, okay? Just for 1 second. Let's take your ideology. Let's take your critical race theory worldview, okay? Because you guys believe, this is what you were taught in university, right? You believe that there's a hegemony out there, right? These hegemonic powers. That there's the majority, or those who are in authority, those who control and dominate the culture. They dominate our values. They dominate our worldviews. They dominate art, music, everything. Everything is dominated. And you guys believe it's white people, right? And the CRT woketards, you guys also believe that people like me, people like Candace Owens, people like Brandon Tatum, minorities that don't believe in this garbage, you guys believe that the hegemony, the hegemonic powers are so powerful. The white people are so powerful that they even brainwash minorities to believe that their oppression is normal. To the point where they can't even see it. Right? This is what you guys believe. Take your belief, okay, and put it on the Democrat Party and where Cori Bush is right now. You want to talk about a minority being brainwashed to the point of thinking that their psychological oppression, which is real in her head, she's been brainwashed to the point where she's been an elected congresswoman in the United States of America of color, a person of color, female, by the way. She's been so brainwashed that she believes that she is not free in this country. So, who's really doing the brainwashing towards minorities here? Is it white people? Or is it the Democrat Party that sold its soul to the cultural Marxists here in the United States of America? Can I get a water? In the United States of America. So I ask you, who are the real racists? Who are the real racists? Y'all tell me. How the hell has Cori Bush been brainwashed to believe that she ain't free when she's been duly elected by black people to be in Congress? Anybody? Anybody got an explanation? Like, I would love to hear an explanation on this. But I'll never get one because there is no explanation. Use their ideology and put it on their side. They say that people of color are so oppressed by the hegemonic powers, the white people, that they just believe that their oppression is normal. Well, in reality, I might kind of agree with that, but it's just on the left. Because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a black female that has been duly elected by black people to be in Congress still thinking that her and her people are not free. That is the psychological slave plantation that black people are on in this country in 2021. And it ain't coming from the right. That's coming from the left. I don't care where it comes from. If it was coming from the right, I would call it out. Best believe. But it does seem to be predominantly coming from the left, the critical race theorists, the cultural Marxists. They've sold their souls. It's insane, man. I really hope black people are waking up, man. Like, my heart goes out to y'all. Because I just find it as a disgrace. I do. People like Cori Bush, man, they just piss all over MLK. They piss all over all these, your entire ancestry, man. All the progress you've ever made, black civil rights. To come out and say that black people are not free is just, I can't think of anything more disgraceful, distasteful, and disrespectful to the black community. How do they got a black person up there? I mean, think about it, man. Think of how psychologically manipulated someone like Cori Bush is. That you have been duly elected by black people. You're in the United States Congress, and there you are on Twitter with nearly 1 million followers, with a great salary, representing a lot of black people, claiming that none of you are free. She might be mentally ill. I don't know. Because I don't understand it. And people that believe it and people that go along with it are mentally ill as well. These people act like LeBron James doesn't exist with a net worth with over $500 million. These people act like people like Dr. Dre doesn't exist. These people act like, what's her name in the Olympics? Simone Biles, right? Amazing black Olympian. These people act like none of the black athletes that are making millions of dollars in the NBA don't exist. NFL, the black people in the MLB, the black Hollywood superstars, okay, that are making millions of dollars in this country. People like, listen, the ancestors of the civil rights movement, ancestors, black slaves that gave their all, that sacrificed themselves for a better life in the future, for people like Cori Bush, man, for people like LeBron James to be where they're at. You see where I'm going with this? It's a disgrace. Your ancestors did not sacrifice everything for you to be in the position that you're in today, to turn around and say that we ain't free. I can assure you, if MLK was alive today, he would condemn Black Lives Matter. He would condemn people like Cori Bush. He would condemn people like LeBron James because he gave his entire life for these people to be where they are today. Not to have this platform to turn around and say, we ain't free. But for them to have the very existence that they have and the success that they have. It's a shame. It's literally a shame. It's a disgrace. I think it's a disgrace, man. And I'll leave it at there. Alrighty, guys. Well, let's do some super chats. If you guys would like to support the show, this is how you can support me. Obviously, we are extremely deboosted on this show. It is what it is. We might switch over to Rumble and do some live streaming on Rumble. If you guys would like to support me, you can support me monthly on Patreon because it's pretty pricey. Or you guys can drop a super chat below. But if you guys would like to continue to keep this show alive, we are literally funded by the people, we the people, that is you the people. So if you guys would like to support me, That is how you can do it. The link is in the description below. You can give a one-time donation through my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. The link is in the description below on my website. If you leave a little note on the app, I'll read it live on air like a super chat, or just drop a super chat below, and we appreciate the support. And if you guys got to head out, please share the video far and wide, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. Yeah, it's pretty pricey on Rumble. So if you guys would like to support me, then we'll do it. If not, we're just going to stay on YouTube. So thank you guys very much. Truly appreciate it. It's tough, man. It's tough being shadow banned, dude. Makes no sense. Look at that, 55K, and we're barely 120 people watching. Hey, it's because of what I say. It's not because the content sucks. It's because of what I'm saying. Because I'm what I'm saying, but it is what it is. Keep fighting, gang. Keep fighting. Alrighty, I think we have, pull this up. We have one super chat from JH556. Super sticker with the $5 super sticker. Says bravo. Thank you very much for the support, JH556. Thank you so much for supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Yes. It's true. It's true, man. These people, they're the real racists, man. Because, I mean, if you're going to be telling black people that they're not free when they are, come on, dude. Who are the real oppressors here? Imagine, like, you get to the point of freedom where your people are making millions of dollars. They have these superstar careers in Hollywood and sports entertainment, in the music industry, the list goes freaking on. And you're still there. Even you yourself are a successful politician that's been elected into the United States Congress as a woman, a black woman. My goodness, what an accomplishment. Only if MLK could see the day. I guarantee you he didn't see that a United States black female congresswoman would be turning around saying that we are not free. I can assure you that. That's the real oppression there. The real oppression is right there. Because listen, when the people with the biggest platforms, the loudest voices, with the biggest megaphones are the ones that are going to be directly speaking to their own communities. People like Cori Bush that are literally living the American dream are turning around to the black community and saying, you are not free. You are not truly free. You are oppressed. You are oppressed. What do you think that does to them? They believe it. And this is why I'm here to hopefully try and tell people, don't listen to her. Because she is the very testament of you being free. And being able to be enabled to live the American dream and be successful in this country as a person of color. You don't need to be told that you're oppressed and you can do nothing. You need to be told that you are not oppressed and you could do anything by God's grace in this country. The black community needs to hear that right now. Not that they're oppressed. But that's why I say the real racists are on the left. We have another super chat from Cold Haterade. We salute you. Cori Bush has a lot of self-hate. Even if she doesn't know it, she is who blacks should recognize as the real sellout. Exactly. That's my point. Like, black people, please just view this, look at it, and understand. Somehow, someone who's a success story in your community is somehow on that stage, turning around, telling every single one of you, hey, you're oppressed. You're not free. While she is. That's going to destroy you. That's going to destroy generations of young black kids to continue to believe that they're oppressed and there's a white supremacist system out there that's not going to let them advance in society. Black kids don't need to hear that right now. That is not what they need to be hearing right now. They don't need to hear that they're oppressed. They don't need to hear that they're not free. They need to hear everything that their ancestors have done for them to enable them to have a life that their ancestors could have never even dreamed of having. The life that Cori Bush lives. The life that LeBron James lives. The life that all these black entertainers, movie superstars are living right now. That's what the black community needs to hear. But instead, somehow, the Democrat Party, by selling its soul to the cultural Marxist racists, are now using these black people as political pawns and mouthpieces to continue with their narrative by preaching to their own communities. Talk about oppression, man. Talk about a political party that has mobilized black people by putting them on the biggest stages of the world just to turn around and tell their own communities that you are not free and that you are oppressed. And I'm the oppressor. Wake up. Wake up. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. We salute you, Stevie. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. I truly appreciate it. Stevie says, people with the mindset of Cori Bush are miserable with themselves and always will be because they can't realize and overcome their own racism. Ooh, you guys want to hear something funny? I had the most hilarious conversation, just to go to Stevie's point. This guy DMs me on Twitter the other day, right? This guy DMs me, and because I'm Hispanic, I'm always getting these racist white liberals. Sometimes I'll get the racist blacks or I'll get the racist Hispanics. For some reason, black people and Hispanic people feel like they could just be racist. It's weird. This guy messages me, right? And you know what he says? He's like, stop with the whole patriot facade. Your last name is Hernandez. Your real name is Andres. Because, Drew is kind of short for Andrew, whatever. That's kind of how he made the connection. And this guy says, this is what he told me. He's like, you are just a whitewashed Mexican that is ashamed of his own heritage and people. You are from Mexico. You're not an American. This is what this guy's telling me, right? Just whitewashed. He's like, the moment that he said, don't let the white machine bring you down. Because the moment that you become a problematic Hispanic, people like Trump and the white people will discard you immediately. This is what this guy was telling me, all right? And so I responded back, and this is what I said. I like to use people's ego against themselves to kind of get them to say something stupid. I don't know. It's just what I do. So when I told this guy, I said this. I was like, look, man, so you're Hispanic, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, listen, I'm Hispanic and I'm more successful than you will ever be because you have a mindset that keeps you oppressed. Now, I said that intentionally, okay? Because I wanted him to come out and say what he said next. And you know what he said next? Of course, his ego, boom, gets hurt. And you know what he said? This is what he said. He said, yeah, right. I'm more successful than you. My family and myself have established multiple businesses in this country, in Arizona, and we are seriously successful as Mexicans in this country. And I said, oh, really? Is that right? You see where I'm going with this? I said, oh, really? I thought there was some kind of white machine out there that's oppressing you. Where's this white machine that's causing you to be oppressed and not be successful in this country? And I said, so you're telling me that this country is so white supremacist and it's so white oppressive that minorities cannot get ahead in this country? But here you are, as a person of color, with multiple businesses, successful in this country. He stopped talking to me after that, and he just started saying, F you, Drew, F off, you're just a racist, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and that's how the conversation ended. So for all of you guys that get into arguments like this, use their pride against themselves. Somehow get them to admit their success in this country, and then you turn around and say, oh, really? If this country is so oppressive, then how the hell are you as a person of color successful? No answer. Yep. Maybe I'll post all the tweets. They're hilarious, guys. Sometimes I do this because it's just funny. It's entertaining, you know? Maybe I'll post the screenshots later for people that want to see it. It's freaking hilarious, you know? But yeah, these people are idiots. We have another super chat from Ashley Marie. We salute you. Ashley says, their side eats its own, which I think is a part of the problem. Yep. So many won't speak out of cowardly fear and witnessing what others go through. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. That's the thing, dude, is no one wants to talk about that. Anyone that comes out and talks about anything that I talked about tonight, you get censored, shadow banned, deboosted, you get shut up, you get called a white supremacist and a racist and all these crazy things. And it's always the white liberals too, man. Always. I got some of that today too. Let me see if I could show you. Let's see. I'm going to show you guys real quick. The racists are on the left. Did you guys see what I put on Twitter? This is the kind of stuff I get from people on the left. I don't even know if I could post this, but I'm going to post it. Get it up? This guy messaged me because I put out a picture of myself with a USA shirt on holding my 12 gauge. And this is what he told me. And I quote YouTube. Someone told me this. You're Mexican beaner, not American. Stop the fake American patriot role, please, clown face. Some white guy, some white leftist. This is the kind of stuff I get all the time. There it is. You're a Mexican beaner, not American. Stop the fake American patriot role, please, clown face. Some white dude. Let's take this down. That's my point, man. I have never, ever, listen, dude, I have never been called something like that by a Trump supporter, a conservative, a Republican. Never. It's always these BLM, Antifa, radical leftists that come out and say these things to me on social media, threatening me. It's always the left. Always the left. These white woke tards that turn around and call me beaner and all kinds of racial slurs. Always. Always. Always, dude. Always, man. It's always, dude. It's just I'm just sitting here trying to live my life, dude, and it's always these white liberals that try and tell me who I am and how to think. Never Republicans or Trump supporters or conservatives. Never. It's crazy, man. But you know, of course, I'm the one that gets censored. Oops. I'm the one that gets censored. Let me get this back up. Sorry about that, guys. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. Stevie says, Drew, you're a genius. Ha ha ha. That was the perfect comeback. It's great to see the sheep get triggered. Hope you had an amazing Independence Day. Yes, man. For those of you that haven't been following me from day one, I used to do that all the time. Like I would do the Lives Matter thing where I would do man on the street and I would just go to protest and just straight up debate people. I got to start doing that again. I kind of miss that content. But yes, Stevie, you're right, dude. You just got to you got to get these people to for me, the best way to debate has always been to play on people's ego. Because their ego gets them to say things that goes against what they might be trying to prove or argue against in a situation like that. I think it's hilarious. These people are idiots. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We do this show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for the support. Go check out the merch store. The link is in the description below. Go cop a t-shirt, post it on Instagram and tag me in it. I will repost it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. Also, guys, share this video, smash that like button, destroy that like button. Thank you guys for all the support. I thank you guys so much. Make sure to follow me on all my social medias, on Twitter, Gab, Parler, Facebook, all that good stuff, Instagram. The links are in the description below. Happy Independence Day to every single one of you that are watching today. America first. America is great. I am so grateful to be an American in this country with my freedom. I am free. I am not oppressed, and I am thankful for that, and I plan on keeping it that way. Cori Bush is a woke supremacist. Don't listen to her. Love you guys very much, and like always, America, stay free.